There in the distance is my home. Crunchy underfoot. Let's just sniff. It's so good for the soul. Breathing in this beautiful prana, beautiful landscape. Hello. Yeah, beautiful. So we've been out once today, very early, that we normally do, so Bodhi can just cock his leg. And then back for another Slurpee. So this is our second bimble of the day, which is much, much further, because he likes it. I like it really. Oh dear, had the heating on from 4 AM. It's now about 9ish or 10. So about 6 hours I've had the heating on. Last night was my first night using my over blanket. I do apologise, a couple of people have put me right and said it's an over blanket, not an under blanket, you're not supposed to lay on it. I know. I made a mistake, didn't I? When I said I can't wait to lay on that, I did mean lay under it. It is an over blanket. That's what I said at the beginning of the video, it's an over blanket. Absolutely wonderful that. I'll do a review about that another day. A little bit windy, got my flannel on. Let me look. There we go. I don't want you hearing wind and not me really. Anyway, so I decided to make a video. Slightly out of breath, slightly tired, but never mind, let's go for it. I decided to make a video about midlife crisis. More about denying midlife crisis, like it's a terrible, terrible secret. Look at that view in there, beautiful. And this has come about really, a mate of mine is getting a tattoo, and it's quite a large tattoo that he's wanted for a number of years really, and it's going to go on his back. And he sent me a rough diagram of it, but I got a good idea of what he means. And it's going to look beautiful, I think, you know. Yeah, go for it, that's what I say. And, you know, a number of people kind of deny the midlife crisis like it's a negative thing. The beautiful and glorious Kirsty recently said in VanQuest, that's her channel, I'm not going through some sort of midlife crisis. And that's how people say it. Oh, I better deny that quickly, you know. Oh, I'm not going through a midlife crisis. Yes, you are, of course you are, you know. Every day we go through many different crises really. If we look at age and the things that we've labelled, we've got like the terrible twos and the 7-year itch. What else is there? Midlife crisis. Old age, you know, teenager, 20-something is another little phrase. Did I say middle-aged? I can't remember what I said now, you know, the sullen teens, you know, fat and 50. It's just a phrase, isn't it, on numbers. Well, this is glorious here, it's so quiet and peaceful. Sorry about spinning you around, but I wanted to look and I thought maybe you'd enjoy the view for a sec. So yeah, people kind of deny, oh, I'm not going through a midlife crisis. You know, my mate said, I'm getting this huge tattoo. It's going to be this, and it's going to be that, and it's going to cost this much, and this is where it's going. I'm not going through a midlife crisis. Oh, okay. Well, what he's going through is a midlife crisis, which is a beautiful, beautiful thing. It's not even a crisis really. The term midlife crisis was coined by, and I can't remember his name, it was a psychologist. It was coined in 1965, I believe, 1965, by a psychologist called Jacques. Oh, I can't remember his name. Anyway, I read some stuff. Can you see me? I've got two hoods up today. I'm cold. Can you see me? Hang on, let me... Hello. Hello. How's that? Is that slightly better? I've got my ear all trapped up now. I've got alien ears, they stick out a bit, you know. Oh wow, I love that view through there. See that doorway through there? I'm going to try and zoom in. Where is it there? Without my glasses, I'm rubbish. There it is. So I'm going to try and take a couple of quick photos of that. Okay, let's just zoom in a bit more. Oh, I love this. Right. There you go. Sorry about that. I just had to stop, didn't I, just for a sec, you know. Look at that. Beautiful, cosmic. I know this is where we're heading. We've no idea where it's going, but it's quiet. It's away from the traffic, away from people. Nobody here apart from me and my dog, which is lovely. So the term midlife, oh, bloody hell. Midlife crisis was termed by a psychologist in 1965, and he said a lot about it, and it's worth going and reading it if you want to. However, I think whatever you do in your life, it's right for you, so you don't really need to read anything. Now why my mate is going for this big tattoo, it's quite obvious, you know. He had kids, like most people, like many people, he had kids. I think it was about 17, 18 when he became a dad, and he had 2 more kids when he was 20, 21. The kids have sort of grown up and they've left home, which has put him in a good financial sort of a place really. So he is now doing what he wants to do with his money, which is lovely. And this happens to a lot of people, you know. You live your life kind of vicariously in a way, but you live your life through your children in a way, and then you get a little bit of extra money when they piss off, you know, and you think, well, let's downsize, let's you know, downsize, let's move to the coast, shall we? Yeah, great idea. Let's should we get a motorbike or buy that motorhome we've always wanted to? Yeah, let's do that. You know, and why not? It's your life. You're now taking control of your own life, really, to some degree. You know, so it's not a midlife crisis. It is just, it's just a midlife stage. Let's call it a stage, you know. Now that's where I am, for those that want to know. So, yeah, this midlife stage is the same as any other stage, really. It's just that normally you end up with a little bit more, a few pennies. Bird this way, darling, we're not allowed there. The Queen will kill you with a gun. Thank you. So it's to be celebrated, right? This is what I'm saying. Shall I speed this video up? Shall I? Right, okay. Let's cut to the chase. No fucking about. Midlife crisis. For lots of people it exists, for lots of people it doesn't. Some people don't bother with the term at all, and some people have lots of midlife crises, which the plural of crises is actually crises. Okay, so they have lots of midlife crises throughout their life really. Get rid of the midlife, they just have these crises. And what happens is you get to an age, let's say 40, 45, you know, and you think, bloody hell, I don't want this anymore. I don't want to keep working for an employer. I want to work for myself. Or can I work less? Or shall we carry on living here? Or where's my life going? What am I doing? You know, the kids have left home and I've always wanted, move bird, always wanted that motorbike, you know, or whatever, you know, so now is the time to do it. That's not a crisis in any way, you know, or crisis in any way. It's doing what you want to be doing. And surely that's a good thing. It can only be a good thing. Boats, come here in case the Queen kills you. Come on, darling. Good boy. That bitch is here somewhere with her gun, all right? You've got to be careful, darling. We've got to watch out. Got to have eyes at my arse. I've got the bloody Queen following me somewhere with a gun. Where's that cow? Anyway, she's here somewhere. They're pretending that she's dead, aren't they, on the news? Pretending that she's ill. Oh, well, my wish will come true one day. So, we have these people saying that, oh, you know, it's not a midlife crisis. Yeah, of course it is. What it means is you're awake. You're awake. You've woken up. You're thinking, okay, is this all that's happening in my life. What shall I do? What can I do? What am I capable of doing? You know, and of course, this is obvious, right? You get to a certain age when you suddenly realise, wow, is that it? You know, I'm 40, I'm 50. How many more years have I got left, you know? So you've got more years behind you than you have in front of you. So you wake up and you think, wow, I'm not going to do this anymore. I will not live this way. I will not work the way I've been doing. I don't want to live in this area. The dreams, the aspirations, the things I had, they're all fading away because I'm suddenly 40, 50, 60, you know. When am I going to do these things? I'm going to do it now. And you have this mild panic inside, and it's called a midlife crisis, I suppose, you know. It just means you're awake. Celebrate it, embrace it, you know. Go with it. Think, okay, yeah, I'm feeling the way I'm feeling. Do you know, Bose? Bloody freezing cold I am. Right, should we go back, darling? Come on, let's go back this way. Oh, it's cold. So, it's worth just celebrating it, you know, why not? Your life, live it. One life, live it. You know, I've always said that. So, you know, this mild panic sets in, and you think, well, I can't do this anymore. I can't live the way I'm living. The kids have left home. We live in a big house. Get rid of it. You know, it's not a crisis. Get rid of it. Don't keep a big house because one day the kids might want to come and visit. Fuck them, you know, let them do their own thing in life. They're now adults. You don't owe them anything apart from your love. You know, they will survive. You survived, didn't you? Yeah. And so will your children. You know, get rid of the house, buy something smaller. And with that lump of cash you've got, live your dream. Work less. Buy that motorbike if you must. A sports car, that motorhome. You know, go and buy that painting. Have that tattoo. You know, treat yourself. What is it you want? You know, it's not anything to be worried about. You know, beautiful Kirsty, right? You're going to give up your flat, you're going to live in your van. That's your dream. It's you're going to have some solitude, some peace, some adventures, some fun, some excitement in your life. Not knowing where you're going, where you're sleeping, all the rest of it. Meet some glorious, glorious people. You know, and yeah, you know, the worry is you're giving up the flat for a vehicle and all the rest of it. If you don't do it now, then you'll never do it, right? Because that's what happens. The ice on that field. So yeah, just embrace it, Kirsty. You know, embrace everybody. That's what I'm saying. You know, midlife crisis. No. Midlife adventure, midlife fun. There's also, to end the video, there's also the place within your mind, isn't there? You know, you're now comfortable in your own skin. You weren't perhaps at 17 or 20, you know, and then you get to 40, 45, 50, you don't give a monkey's what anybody thinks about you or whatever. You know, it's your life and you're going to live it on your terms, your way. You know, and surely that's to be celebrated. That's a beautiful thing, not to deny it. Oh, I haven't got a midlife, I'm not going through a midlife crisis. Oh no, not me. Yeah, of course we are. We should be, you know. And lots of people don't, and there's nothing wrong with that. I think, you know, I've met a number of people that are quite happy just to live a very, very quiet life. You know, they leave school, they go to work, you know, they just live a very, very, very quiet life. And, you know, they get to 40 or 50, nothing much changes. You know, they're quite happy, they plod on, they go to work, they come home, quiet life, and then they get to 50 or 60, then they retire, and nothing changes really. They don't go to work anymore, but they potter around the garden, they watch a bit of telly and live a very quiet life, and you know, they get to 70 or 80 or whatever, and they're in their sort of dotage, and they're just enjoying being quiet, peaceful, and you know, and then their life ebbs away and off they go, and they've lived a nice, gentle, peaceful, quiet life, and that works for them. No problem with that. You know, if that works for you, that's fine. But if you have this inner voice, this nagging doubt, is this it? I'm pissed off with life. I need to do something. I need to think. If you have that, Call it a midlife crisis if you want to. If you want to term anything, you know, if you want to label anything, then do so. You know, your life. I personally don't. Did I go through a midlife crisis? No. No. Just trying to think what I did really. I didn't do anything. How do we term a midlife crisis? You know, you acting crazy all of a sudden? Well, no, it's not. Your brain changes. You become more settled, more confident, more at peace with yourself and the world. Bodhi, this way! Come on! This way, darling, over here! That bitch will kill ya! Come on! There's a good boy, darling. Bodhi, you must watch out, alright, for a bitch in a crown. Alright, she's gonna kill you, darling. Where is she? I bet she's hiding behind a fucking bush. Where is she? Anyway, I think I'll end there. That's a long enough video, isn't it? You know, don't be afraid of your thoughts and feelings throughout life, you know. The first crisis that ever happens to a person is when they're born. They're comfortable in this fluid, in the warmth. They can hear echoey voices of love rubbing the outside of their house. And they're comfortable and they love their little life, chilling out, floating away they are. And then suddenly they get pushed out of their house forcibly, probably thinking they're going to die. They go down this channel into death, certain death. That's what they're thinking, the panic. It's probably a massive crisis, you know, probably. And then when they get there, they realise, oh, hang on, it's a different way of being now. People love me, people care. The warmth, kisses, cuddles, love. You know, and then a child plays and acts about and what have you, don't they, for 2 years, 3, 4, 5, 6, I don't know, 10, 11, 12. Suddenly they go through this, I suppose, teenage crisis. They get, well, we know what happens, you know, they start growing up, start maturing, physically, mentally, emotionally. A bit of a crisis, isn't it? They can no longer perhaps run around dressed as Batman, shouting. They're now perhaps interested in girls or boys, or they've got a hobby or an interest, or they start waking up and start thinking about life, and, you know, maybe watch documentaries or read books or take up a sport or art or poetry or something, you know. Maybe that's a kind of a semi-crisis, maybe. And then you get to 20 and you've stopped sodding about at nightclubs and what have you, and you think, I should buy a house, get a job, a career, whatever that is. Maybe that's a kind of a crisis, really. You know, I should get married, I should look for a girlfriend, a boyfriend, somebody to be there for me, that can nag me and drive me absolutely insane and not let me live my life. Maybe that's, listen to me, that's a crisis of types, you know. So maybe when we get to, I don't know, 40, 45, birds, this way please, come on darling. Yeah, term it whatever you want, but do you know what, embrace it, live your life, do your own thing. Good boy, darling. Right, I've got to go back, get myself a Slurpee. Take care of yourselves. Thank you very much for listening. I love ya. Take care, bye.